Hey everyone, today we are taking a classic pasta carbonara recipe and I'm going to make it a little healthier. That's what I like to do. I'm going to be balancing out all those carbs with some turkey meatballs, and I'm going to be adding a few vegetables to this as well. What I love about a carbonara recipe is the sauce. It's nice and creamy and it just really has a nice mouthfeel, and we're not using cream to do it. So we're going to be using some eggs and some pecorino romano, and I'm going to show you how to do that little technique, because there is a little technique involved, but it's super easy to do. So I'm Rockin' Robin, and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. All right, so let's go over our ingredients. I'll show you what's in this. I'm using brown rice pasta, which by the way makes this recipe gluten-free. Feel free to use any type of pasta that you want to use. I've got some uncured bacon, which I'm going to chop up into small pieces. Some garlic, I've got about 3 cloves here, and I'm also going to chop that up very fine. Here's our ground turkey, which I'm going to be adding my own Italian seasoning to. I have a video for you if you want to know how to mix that up and make your own. I'll leave it down below in the description of the video. We'll need a couple of pastured eggs. I'm using some pecorino romano cheese. Pepper, I'm going to be grinding some fresh pepper into that. And my vegetable is broccoli, which I'm going to just go ahead and steam on the stove. That way I have really good control over how done I like it. All right, and we'll also need some olive oil. So we need to start off with our meatballs, because they're going to take the longest to cook. So I've got my Italian seasoning here, and I'm just going to sprinkle some in. And I'm also going to add a little bit of salt to this because the Italian seasoning doesn't have any. And then I'm just going to massage this in a little bit with my hands to get everything mixed in. Once you get that mixed up, we're going to make just little 1-inch, 2-inch ball meatballs. So you're going to do that with your hands. Just shape them up, and then I'll place them right over here on this tray. Or on this plate. Yeah, so just go ahead and make some nice little meatballs and place them on your plate, and we'll carry them over to the stove and we'll start cooking these up. Okay, so I just want to show you my setup here. I think the setup is important because this dish has some elements to it that makes it where timing is really important. So I've got my pan here, and this one is to be used for my meatballs. Now back here, I've got my pasta water already hot. It's not boiling right now, I turned it way down, but I want it hot so when I'm ready to go, it's gonna boil quickly. And then in this, I've got a steamer. This is a steamer, and I have my broccoli sitting in this ready to go. And then back here, I've got a dish, which is where I'm gonna place the meatballs once they're done, and I'm gonna keep them warm because then we're gonna be cooking our bacon. All right, so now that we got that started, I'm going to put my frying pan on medium heat. I'm going to add some olive oil to the pan, just a little bit, and let that heat up just for a second. So this dish is all about timing. We want to make sure that we've got, our pastas done about the same time as when our bacon and garlic is done, because we're not going to drain that pasta. We're going to go directly, I'm just going to place it right into the pan, and we want things done at the right time. We can't wait, because some things will get overdone. So timing is critical. That being said, the pasta is going to take, according to the package, 10 to 11 minutes. The broccoli is going to be, somewhere around 8 minutes, depending on how tender you like it. And so that's just to kind of give you an idea. We want things going along. I'm not doing anything until after we get the meatballs done and we start cooking our bacon. That's when we get down to the bacon part, that's when we need to start thinking about the timing of everything. All right, so let's go ahead and place some of these meatballs in here. And of course, we're going to want these to be cooked all the way through. No pink. All right, our meatballs are coming along nicely here. You can see them nice and browned up. I suggest you get an instant read thermometer, find one of the bigger meatballs here, like this one, and we test it, or you can cut into it. It should be 165. That's Fahrenheit. All right, so we're there. It's still going up a little bit, but it's good. So I'm just scraping up some of the brown stuff on the bottom of this pan, and I'm just going to take it out. All right, so now I'm going to place my bacon in here. We're gonna cook this, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, whatever it takes. I don't want it super crispy, I just want it done. Right now I've got the temperature on low. And I want this to take its time and let that fat come out, because the fat's really important here. That's gonna make our sauce mixed with the eggs and the cheese, and that fat is what's gonna make our sauce nice and creamy and delicious. So while the bacon is cooking, I'm gonna get my eggs ready. I've got my 2 eggs right here in this bowl, and I'm going to grate about 3/4 of a cup or so of pecorino romano into it. But I want to beat these up first. Then blend these two together. So the pecorino is very salty. Now you might have noticed that, I haven't put any salt in this recipe really, except for the meatballs, right? Well, the pecorino is quite salty, so we don't need to. But if you decide to use Parmesan, or you have Parmesan and you want to use that, you're probably going to have to add some salt to your dish. All right, so you know how we talked about timing is very important. Now the bacon still has a ways to go. It's about halfway done or so. And I've got my broccoli over here cooking, getting ready, and now it's time to do the noodles. I got my water boiling, ready to go, and I'm just gonna drop these in. I'm hoping that the timing will be perfect, so that when my bacon is done and my garlic, because I'm gonna add that in a little bit, the noodles will be done as well. All right, so the pasta has maybe 2, maybe 3 minutes left, so that's good. And I'm gonna add the garlic to the bacon now, because I wanna get those flavors in there, but I don't want it to be in there too long that it burns. You don't want burnt garlic in your dish. This is just gonna make this smell so wonderful and taste even better. The bacon's looking good, it's getting browned up and it's cooking, but it's not crispy, so that's what we want. The noodles should be done. Let's test one. That's what I like to do, just give it the old test and see if it's done. It's perfect. Broccoli's done, this is done. Good timing, guys. Now, I'm gonna bring this closer to me, or to the pan, I should say, like that. I want you to be able to see. Maybe I'll bring it back a little bit. You just want to get your pan close to it. Remember, we're not draining our noodles. Okay, and the flame is still on this pan. Now that I'm ready to do the noodles, I'm going to turn it off. And we're going to start adding our noodles right to the pan. And you want the water in there, so don't worry about draining it out. You hear that sizzle? That's good. This is going to kind of stop the frying process once I get these noodles in here. That's why you want to put your pan close so you don't slop all the water all over your stove. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to the pan, and I'm going to start tossing this up. Now everything is nice and hot. You can see that here, right? And then we're going to take our eggs. Remember, no fire on this, guys. The heat from the pasta and the bacon is going to cook the eggs and make a sauce. All right, and we might add some more of the liquid from the pan. Look at that, nice and creamy. And if it gets too thick, you can add a little bit more of the sauce. And hopefully we don't scramble the eggs. That's the hard part, is just to not scramble those eggs. Now we're gonna pour the meatballs into this and toss them around. Coat them in the sauce. Now, if you don't want to put vegetables in here, you don't have to, guys. You can serve them on the side, do whatever you want. In fact, I think that's what I'll do, because I know my husband, he does not like broccoli. All right, so we're done. That was pretty darn easy, right? You can make this any day of the week. It's quick and easy to put together, and you're gonna love it. I'm gonna serve it up. I can't wait to taste it. It's got this nice, oh, it's hot, creamy sauce on it. Toss in a little broccoli, for those of you that like it. I know I do. And I can't, oh, almost forgot. We got to put some more pecorino in there. Just give a little bit right on top. Put a little cracked pepper on there. And then dig in. Very delicious, guys. I hope you try this. You're gonna love it. The flavors are great, nice and savory. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a comment, let me know, try it, let me know how it turned out for you. I'd love to hear about it. And if you'd like to subscribe, of course, click that subscribe button. And there's a button next to it, or actually a bell. Click that and you will be notified when new videos come out every week. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.